Hey everybody, welcome to Paddock Chatter presented by the National Guard. I'm Greg White, and this weekend AMA Pro Racing stops at Virginia International Raceway. Action begins Friday. Racing is Saturday and Sunday. On speed, you can catch it 10 p.m. East, 11 p.m. East is the Saturday races, and then midnight and 1 a.m. East Coast time Sunday night. Great battles going on in Superbike and Daytona Sport Bike. 1 point separating Danny Eslick from Josh Herrin in Daytona Sport Bike. You got to come out and check it out and then go home and watch it on speed. In AMA Pro Racing news, Aaron Yates finally makes his return to the Superbike grid. Now, what happens to Brett McCormick on the 23 Jordan Suzuki bike? Well, he's going to remain with the team, at least for this weekend, and transition over to the number 45 bike. So the Jordan Suzuki team really liking the job that the young 18-year-old Canadian is doing for the team. So Aaron Yates comes back, and they're going to see if he's going to be able to actually ride the motorcycle. Nothing is for sure at this point, but we're definitely glad to have Yates back in the paddock. Early press release during the week said that Blake Young would make his return to AMA Pro Racing in the Superbike class, but there was a release that came out after that from the Rockstar Makita Yoshimura Suzuki team that basically said Blake's back is still healing from the injuries earlier this year and he would not make his return. At VIR last weekend, WERA had their Cycle Jam weekend, which includes sportsman classes, national challenge classes, and on Friday there was a 4-hour endurance race. Now, several AMA racers showed up to get track time, including Taylor Knapp, Bobby Fong, Joey Pascarella, Michael Beck, and there's always series regulars in there like Ben Bostrom, Chris Clark, Dane Westby, and Clint Seller as well. Friday morning, there were sprint practices, and Bobby Fong on the DNA Energy Drink Ducati had a high side crash. He was sent to the hospital. He has some hairline fractures in his foot. His Facebook page says that he is going to be racing this weekend. So the Mazda Raceway Laguna Seca leader at one time before he crashed will be at VIR to contest for the win again. So I mentioned that these racers showed up last weekend to race the WERA National Challenge Series, and this weekend is VIR AMA Pro Racing. So what do riders do in between? Well, there's a video posted on YouTube from Josh Hayes, Melissa Paris, Clint Seller, and a few others, and what they're doing. They're up in the mountains of North Carolina tubing, and you might want to check that out. But I warn you, there's a couple F-bombs in there, so, turn it down for the kiddies. So the story of this weekend could very well be the heat. In North Carolina, as of this day, which is Wednesday, 61 days recorded so far in 2010 of 90-plus days. Now, where VIR is located, it's in Virginia, but it's literally right on the North Carolina border, about 60 miles northwest of Raleigh. So the record is 2007 with 83 days of 90, but the forecast is definitely calling for 90-degree days Friday, Saturday, and Sunday with scattered thunderstorms. So these riders are going to have to be in shape. The ones that were here last weekend already got a sample of it, which helps out tremendously. That's what Clint Seller told me, because in South Africa, where Clint's from, it's actually dry. It's not as humid as you may think, for those who haven't been there before. So the heat could be a big story as you're watching the race weekend unfold. One more thing I want to mention before we get out of here. Former AMA regular Alistair Seeley had his first British Superbike win over the weekend. He won it in the rain, and he won it over Rudder and Kiyonari. So congratulations to Alistair Seeley, a great Irishman who used to race here on the Celtic Racing team. That's all I have for now. I got to get going, more research and more stuff to do before I head off to VIR. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.